With Bell Let's Talk happening this week, mental health is at the forefront of our minds and the conversation. So this week we brought Monique Yashinsky from the Robbie Dean Family Counseling Center in here with us to discuss the center itself as a whole and mental health objectives and initiatives here in the Ottawa Valley. Monique, thank you for joining us.
Well, thanks for having me. This is such a great opportunity to share about what we do. And of course, the more we talk about it, the more people are aware of what services and programs are available.
Absolutely. Let's kick things off just by, for anyone who's watching this, listening to this, that has no idea about the center or where it came from, what was the motivation for you to turn your grief into this counseling center and service that is both for our community and in our community?
So in August of 2011, we lost our oldest son to suicide. And I think the idea of trying to change the mental health system in Renfrew County came from the fact that a year before his passing, as a family, we struggled really hard to get help for him. There are a lot of system cracks that are created by different mandates, and whatever crack existed at the time, we fell in. So one of the visions of creating the system creating the center was to create an organization that would help close in these gaps by working with other existing services so that other families wouldn't have to go through what we went through.
And you mentioned, a variety of services offered by the center. Could you let us know some of these services that are offered, maybe some that people aren't aware of as well that are being offered?
Yeah, I'll be happy to. So one of the misconceptions that's out there right now is that the Robbie Dean Center is for just children and youth, and it's not. It's for everybody. Our biggest program are the mental health walk-in clinics, and they're held in Pembroke and in Renfrew. And these are the opportunity for someone to walk in and talk to someone immediately. And it's also our opportunity to figure out what the person needs and how we can best help them. So that's one of our program. The other one that we have is our short-term counseling program. So based on the assessment done at the walk-in clinic, if someone comes through and we figure out that we can help them, in 5 or 6 sessions, we'll take them on for short-term counseling. We also have now a very good grief and loss program. And, people have to remember that when you're talking about grief, it's not necessarily through the loss of a person. It could be the loss of a job or a relationship or a pet. Yeah. And so that program is getting really busy too. We also have various support groups. So we have a group running right now with PLEO, and that's Parents Lifeline of Eastern Ontario, for parents who are struggling raising a youth who has mental health challenges. We also have a group for survivors of sexual trauma, a men's group and a women's group. And we also have a grief group running right now for parents who have lost a child through suicide. And our most recent addition is our REACH program. And REACH stands for Research, Educate, Assist, Connect, Hope. And the purpose of that program is to help people connect to services. So sometimes, when a person is struggling with their mental health, it has lots of layers and components to it, and it requires the assistance of other services and organizations. And when a person is in crisis, it's really hard to figure out how to reach out to what you need. Yeah. So that is the purpose of that program. It's actually a counselor or an intake worker that helps people connect and advocate for them.
Now, if there's someone who's looking to help out, looking to assist with the center or to donate their time, their money, how would you recommend they reach out, and what are some ways that they can help?
So there's various ways. We're always looking for volunteers. The center does not receive government funding, so fundraising is an ongoing thing. So we're always looking for help with fundraising. Some people have great ideas, so it's awesome when people call and say, hey, I have a great idea for a fundraiser. We're always looking for help during events themselves. So just, with the setup and the running and the teardown. And we're always looking for volunteers too to help out with paperwork. That seems to be a constant thing. So just writing these thank you letters and that kind of stuff. So if someone's interested in helping out, they can contact the center. You can go on the website. Our contact information is there. We're in the phone book, Facebook, so that's the best way to get a hold of us.
And what would you say is the overarching goal or the mission of the center to accomplish here?
So one of our smaller goals, and we're almost there, was to have a presence throughout the county. So a big challenge in this county, of course, is accessing services because of lack of transportation. And so as we grow, we're sort of establishing presence in various communities. So we have a presence in Petawawa, Arnprior, Renfrew, Eganville, and Pembroke. So eventually we would also like to have a presence in Barry's Bay. Then that would ensure that as many people as possible have access to our services. And the other more long-term goal is to become a centralized point of access. So if anyone in Renfrew County needs help finding help, they know that they can walk through the doors and someone will be there to say, hey, I know where to get help for this. Right now we are doing that through the REACH initiative, but it's only for our own clients. But it would be nice at some point to get large enough that we can do this. There are great resources available online, so these databases like 211 and Champlain Connect and all that stuff. But when someone's in crisis, they can't even do that. So, to be that stabilization between the crisis and the finding the help piece, I think is where we fit in nicely. To bring it back to Bell Let's Talk, you mentioned that some of this money does actually trickle down. It doesn't go to places where we don't ever actually see it in our community. It actually trickled down right here to the center. Yeah, and that's very exciting. And I don't know if everyone's aware of that. It is, Bell Let's Talk is a huge initiative across Canada to promote the anti-stigma against mental health. But it's interesting to know that in 2017, the Robbie Dean Centre received some money from Bell Let's Talk, which allowed us to start this REACH initiative, that community connection piece. So yes, I encourage people tomorrow to text and phone because the money does trickle down to the community.
Absolutely. Monique, thank you so much for your work, your initiative, as well as everyone at the center and everything that they do in our community. Its importance is utmost really here, and we can't say enough about the work being done by the Robbie Dean Family Counseling Center. So thank you very much. Check out all the places she said that you can find out more online. Give them a call and find out more about what the Robbie Dean Family Counseling Center has to offer.
Thank you, Elijah, for having me. And I do want to take a quick second to thank our community. The Robbie Dean Center's greatest gifts, greatest asset, greatest value is the community. It is community born, community raised, and it exists because of the kindness, the generosity of all the members of our community. I think that mental health affects everyone, either directly or indirectly, and our community has been extraordinary in making sure that our doors stay open. So I can't thank everyone enough for that.